All right, welcome back. We are going to talk about the next fragrance in this discovery set from Michael Malul. It's going to be Quartet 511. I'm trying to pronounce that right. It's K-T-O-R-E-T. So I'm saying Ktoret 511 black tie. So this is going to be a very, very professional fragrance, just based on the actual naming of itself. And we're going to go with the notes description that's actually in this little booklet right here that came with the pack, because the Fragrantica, which I will post and you'll see it in just a second, is pretty different. I think that's a mistake on Fragrantica's part, because this is straight from the source right here. So this is going to be top notes of bergamot, Guatemalan cardamom, pink pepper, and then mid notes of wild sage, French lavender, elemi, and then base notes of vetiver, Indonesian patchouli, because we got to have locations in at least every line of this, and cedarwood. The perfumer is going to be Frank Voelkl. So there we go. The Fragrantica list, I'll have that up while I was speaking. It's not accurate based on what I'm seeing here. So as always, the way we do this is we have our little tester strip and we talk about how it kind of presents itself on paper. Then we do skin, and then it blips for a second, and I come back from the future, and then I talk about the dry down and all the various qualities that are encompassed there. So let's go ahead and get this thing spraying, do a couple on the paper. Again, pressurized atomizers on these, which I find very impressive considering their travel size. That's just like a little extra. I can already smell the cardamom, so I can tell you it projects well. The cardamom's coming out real strong. Bergamot's in there. It's definitely on the sweet side on paper, which means on skin it's probably going to be even more sweet. But yeah, it's a nice cardamom bergamot kind of combo in the opening. The pink pepper, it just kind of makes it a little aromatic. It's not super strong. But yeah, cardamom. I'm trying to see if any of those middle notes popping out. Really, the middle notes aren't hitting yet. I'm waiting for the lavender. All right, let's go ahead and test it on skin. Let's see what's going on there. And this is also be my fragrance of the day, if I had to guess. Bah, bah. All right, there we go. God, there's so much juice coming out. It's great. Let it flash for just a second. It's a lot more bitter on skin. That bergamot comes out much more masculine and bitter. That's interesting. Okay, and the pink pepper is more present. All right, so on paper, the cardamom is really strong. On skin, the pink pepper and the bergamot are a little more dominant. So just keep that in mind if you get this and you spray it. If you spray it on your clothing more than on your skin, you're probably gonna get more of the sweetness, but on the skin you'll get more of that little bitter, more masculine kind of twinge to it, a little sharper. Yeah, definitely sharper on skin, but in a very nice and kind of a pleasant way. It's very masculine. Again, I think that's kind of like that professional kind of black tie notion that they're talking about. But yeah, that's nice. No real, if you don't like spice, this might not be for you. So it's kind of got like a little bit of sauvaginess to it, but it's not quite there. Just keep that in mind. So if you don't like that DNA, that little bit of spice in the opening, on skin, you might not be happy with this one, but it's a very professional, office safe kind of opening up there. So we'll jump back in. We'll talk about all the various things in just a moment. It's like longevity and projection, and see you in just a second now. All right, guys, it's been a day or so. Have worn this. Again, this is Ktoret 511 black tie from Michael Malul. And what I can say about this is that the opening is kind of that spicy, fresh, zesty. It's got a little bit of that Sauvage kind of DNA to it, but that's where the Sauvage comparisons kind of end. It then dries down to a little the aromatic lavender kind of comes out, and there's two, in my opinion, there's two types of lavender, and this one ends up being the second type. The first type of lavender is that soapy lavender that kind of sometimes shows up in blue fragrances on occasion, but it's more like a clean, laundry, soapy lavender. What you get here is a much sweeter lavender, which I think is also more in relation to the lavender elemi combo together, kind of makes it almost like a resinous lavender kind of combo. Very nice, very pleasant, very professional. If this thing then dries down to something that really is mostly, in my opinion, patchouli. I'm getting more patchouli than the other elements. Remember, it's gonna be patchouli, and there's also some cedar and vetiver in there. But I really noticed the patchouli, that little bit of like almost sour sweetness, it kind of sticks around. But by that point, it is more or less a skin scent. It's not projecting those notes heavy over to anybody. Like if basically you're laying down in bed with your significant other and they're cuddled up to you, they'll smell it. But if you're having a conversation with someone who's sitting 2 feet away, no matter how much you move your arms or your wrist or your pulse points, it's not gonna smell. All right, so let's talk about the performance. First off, projection, 3 to 4 hours, as long as it's not like crazy hot and gonna make this dissipate on your skin quickly. Obviously, if you spray on hair, on clothing, it's gonna last longer. Like here's the original tester that I used for it right here, and I can still smell a little bit of that lavender in there, and it's been quite a while. I get over a day. So this will last you pretty much all day long, at least to a skin scent. It'll get you through a shift at work, 3 to 4 hours. If you want to project and keep pushing, you might have to reapply, but that's going to be true with any fragrance if you want to get beyond that initial projection. Fragrances don't project for 8 hours typically. So if you want that projection, you got to reapply. But if you just want to smell nice and smell good and kind of occasionally get a waft of it yourself during the day, this will get you through about 8 hours. I put this on at like 5 in the morning, and I didn't need to reapply at 2:30. I did anyway just to see it, and it still had a good, I could still smell the lavender 8 hours later. So those base notes still didn't become predominant until well after that point. So it does last quite a while. But yeah, other than that, I would say out of the three, this is my least favorite, but that's not for any particular reason. I'm a sweet fragrances kind of guy. I enjoy the sweetness. I enjoy the summer vibes. I love the apple pie, Kamara from Lattafa, that kind of stuff. I enjoy boozy stuff like that. So that's just a personal preference. But this is a very professional, very office safe, easy dumb reach kind of fragrance. So yeah, that's from Michael Malul Ktoret 511 Black Tie. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.